What's going on YouTube? Ryos here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how I start a song. Before we get started, I wanted to give a big shout out to today's sponsor, DistroKid. If you don't already know, DistroKid is a service used by musicians to put their music onto streaming platforms and online stores such as Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff. And it's a service that I personally use, so if you guys don't already know, I produce music for my girlfriend, Alyssa Rose. We did 3 songs together, and we released it through DistroKid, and it's super easy. And one of my favorite things about it is their automatic payment split system. Basically, you could pay out the collaborators super easy so that there's no headache. I get my percentage, my girlfriend gets her percentage, and our friend Drew, who helps us write the songs, gets his percentage without any of us having to lift a finger, and it's super easy and convenient. Another thing I love is the fact that after 3 months of initially releasing your song, DistroKid will start to pay you all your earnings every month, and they don't take a commission. As a music producer, this is awesome because as long as you know that your song is generating streams and sales, you could be expecting some income every month, and that adds a bit of financial security, which I think is very valuable. DistroKid starts at just $19.99 a year, and I have a special link in the description to get 7% off your first year if you guys are interested. And again, thank you DistroKid for sponsoring this video. So getting back into the video, I thought it'd be cool today to show you guys how I actually start on a song. I was always a little bit different. I mean, sometimes I'm just in the studio and I'm browsing through sounds and I come across a cool sound and that sparks inspiration. Other times what I do is I'll put in a vocal from a song that might be already out. It might be my own song or just a vocal off Splice. And I'll kind of build a track around that. And you can always scrap the vocal later and then get your own like custom vocal for that track. But that's another way to sort of get the gears going, get the inspiration flowing without having to like just scroll and hope you come across a cool sound. So today we'll do that because we're going to build an idea and you guys can see exactly what my workflow is like. So we'll go to some vocals that I got off Splice because we don't want to get copyrighted. And actually, Kara and Dylan Matthew just dropped this Splice pack that is absolutely incredible. It's so good. So let's go into that. I actually organized my Splice samples. I highly recommend you do if you use Splice. So we'll go to my folder singing vocals and let's see if there's a vocal that sort of inspires us to make something.
Feels right when it's wrong. I've stayed here too long, but something brings me back. I'm broken when you're not around.
Yeah, these are all sick.
My phone lights up. Feels right when it's wrong. I've stayed here too long.
I like these a lot, and I actually think they're made for each other. I think one's supposed to be like the verse and one's supposed to be the hook. So that'll be good, especially because we're just kind of using it as a filler vocal for now. So what I'm going to do is I'll add these to the mixer track. I'll add a little bit of effects onto them, maybe even pitch it, because it's in G sharp major, which is a key that I don't usually work in. So let's mess around with it. Let's see what we could do. So I just opened up a reverb delay and a pitch shift. I'm not going to go too crazy with this vocal because the whole point of this is just to kind of inspire me. I'm not going to keep it unless it comes out like really good. So we'll keep the reverb on the main preset that just opens up. I find this preset to be very good, especially with vocals. We'll open up a basic, the basic ping pong preset in H delay. I think that sounds pretty good. We'll lower the dry, wet pretty substantially. The pitch shift should come first because if it's pitching, the reverb and the delay, things get really weird. So we'll put that first.
Feels right when it's wrong. I've stayed here too long, but something brings me back to you.
All right, I like that. So that's moving it up to B major, which is my favorite key. So we'll keep it there. I kind of feel like this vocal has this spooky sort of atmosphere. So I think it'd be cool to not do chords right away, maybe just do a bass line, or at least start with a bass line and then see if I add chords like on top of it, if it sounds better that way. So let's try to add a bass line right now.
Feels right when it's wrong. Feels right when it's wrong. I stay. Feels right when it's wrong. I stayed here too long. Feels right when it's wrong. I stayed here too long, but something brings me back to you. Feels right when it's wrong. Feels right when it's wrong. I stayed here too long, but something brings me back to you. Feels right when it's wrong. I stayed here too long, but something stayed here too long. Stayed here too long, but stayed here too long, but something brings.
All right, let's mess with the chords now. You can try mellow piano, see how this sounds. I really like the way these chords are sounding. I think that's important to note when you're starting on an idea. Not all the time, because like I said earlier, sometimes you just come across a cool sound and it starts like a snowball effect of inspiration. But sometimes it's good to know like what sort of direction you're going to be taking. And after hearing this vocal, I'm like, yeah, this track has like a sort of emotional or scary, spooky vibe or something like that. So having that in the back of my head, I kind of know how to choose these sounds now and process them, because I'm going for a very particular mood. So I'm going to process this piano with a bunch of reverb and delay to add to that spaciousness. We'll add the same reverb we did to the vocal, which is just the Valhalla vintage verb. Just adding that reverb alone helps add that spooky emotional sound. And then maybe we can use a OTT or another compressor to sort of help bring out the piano a bit. Let's see how that sounds with the bass that we have.
Feels right when it's wrong. I stayed here too long, but something brings me back to you.
I like the chords now, but now it's time to actually substitute that bass. I think we can get a better bass.
Feels right when it's wrong. I stayed here too long, but something brings me. Feels right when it's wrong. I stayed here too long, but something brings me back to you.
I think this sounds super sick already, really inspiring. So now we can sort of move forward with the track. So I think what could be cool is, don't tell anybody, but I'm working on a sample pack for you guys actually, and I want to use some of the sounds that I've been creating, add some effects, and really start giving this track some structure.
Feels right when it's wrong. I stayed here too long.
Now I think it'll be cool to add some ambience to give this break a little bit more character. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pitch this up 2 semitones to make it fit the key of the track, and then let's filter it down a bit.
Feels right when it's wrong. I stayed here too long, but something brings me back to you.
We can add some reverb and delay to this too to give it more spaciousness. Again, I'm just going to use the default preset that opens up with vintage verb. Cool, so now what we could do is we could duplicate this section and continue building the track. Because this is a splice vocal, I'm going to duplicate that same phrase, so it's just going to repeat itself. If this was a legit song with a vocal that a songwriter wrote, this would just be a different section. But again, this is more just a filler vocal to inspire me and understand the placement of everything. What I'd like to do now, typically in the second half, is introduce some sort of rhythm. We can go and see if we could add like a snap or something.
Feels right when it's wrong. I stayed here too long, but something brings me back to you.
Another thing I like to do is add another layer of chords. So that could be an extra pad, string, something like that. So let's see. This be called pad. See how this sounds. So that actually sounds sick. I like that pad. I'm going to consolidate this quick because, as you can hear, it's messing with my CPU, which is really weird. Maybe it's because I'm recording. I usually never struggle with CPU issues, but we'll just consolidate it quick. You saw how quick that is actually. Shout out to FL Studio for adding that. That's super easy. All right, so let's go ahead and add an ARP. I think that could be cool. In FL Studio, there's that really cool option, if you guys don't know about it already. Under the wrench tab, you can make a really quick arpeggiator instead of penciling in all the notes. And I think a cool like bell or like just something super ambient would be best for this. Let's check it out. I actually just heard it would be cool if we added strings potentially. I don't know. I just heard strings on that playback there. I guess FL Studio wasn't too happy with my string idea. I don't know why. I think it's a good idea. Let's try this again. Hopefully it doesn't crash this time. Let's open up Nexus. There we go. Boom. We're in business. Okay, let me copy the chord progression over. Actually, with the new Nexus, I think you could sort by, yeah, strings. Cool. Let's see. The thing is, with Nexus strings, they tend to sound like super fugazi. Like, I don't know, but I think with processing and, you know, since they're going to be in the background, it doesn't really matter.
I swear we belong. I'm still hanging on, but something brings me back to you.
Now what we could do is we could just move straight into a build-up. Maybe what we could do is just have that first note repeated while the vocal goes. Let's see how that sounds. Duplicate this. First, let me name this. So unorganized. Drum bass, and then this could be duplicated and could be called drum bass buildup. And then this one maybe will sustain. Let's see how that sounds.
Right when it's wrong, I stayed here too long. There's something wrong. Back to you, back to you, back to you.
This is the best representation of how I start a song, because as you guys see here, I'm just rolling with the punches now. I got that little bit of inspiration, and now I'm just going. Now it's a snowball effect. So I want to pitch up this build bass. I want to pitch up the build bass halfway through. I think that'll sound good. Let's pitch this up.
Back to you, back to you.
Let's add another impact there.
Back to you, back to you, back to you.
We should add some cymbals and transition stuff as well going into this build-up section.
Back to you. Something brings me back to you. Something brings me back to you. Back to you.
And add a snare build. This could be cool. I think I have MIDI saved. If I was smart, I would have saved. Yes, I did. Okay, cool. So much easier to just save a MIDI pattern since it's kind of redundant anyway. Better than drawing it in every time. Another thing we could do is add endless smile. It'll just help the build-up have more of that classic build-up effect. All right, dope. So we can pitch up the snare as well. It also might be a good idea to duplicate that initial atmosphere, sort of help keep that vibe in the build-up as well. I just added a quick fill before the drop also, and then maybe we could add some risers and then actually start on the drop. A couple small things I want to do here. I just want to make sure that this bass is filtering out as well as the snare, just so that the drop comes in extra hard. That's what she said. and then yeah. This is pretty bare bones, but I feel like it's a good foundation to at least start on a drop now. So, all right, so let's get down a simple floor to the floor pattern. We'll use the boundaries kick. Why not? We'll do some basic claps and rides also. Let's start messing with the bass line. So I'll open up Serum, and then maybe I can see if I have any cool presets that I saved for myself. So because I used the boundaries kick, I kind of got inspired to use the boundaries bass as well. If you guys haven't heard my track Boundaries yet, I use a galloping bass in the drop, and I think that could work well here. So let's go ahead and try that out. I think for now I'm gonna use the same chord progression, so I could just copy that bass line over onto the drop bass now. I think I have to manually draw the notes like this. Actually, I could just use the chop tool for this. What am I doing? Whatever. I'm also a big fan of pitch automation, especially in the drop, so let's see if we can do something cool here. Let's make a sub bass. Let's go ahead and add some chords now. I did some basic sidechaining and EQing for the chords, and let's see how they blend in. These chords are good, but I think I want to add another layer to help fill out the high end. I think this is a good foundation to actually start adding the leads now, so. I think this lead here could be a cool layer. All right, so I just finished gathering some leads. I think these three could potentially make a cool combo. I'm I'm gonna make a layer group and let's see if we can come up with a cool melody. Alright, so after trying a couple of different ideas, I came up with this melody. I'm not totally in love with it, but I think it's the best that I can come up with right now. And it actually says a lot in regards to like how I start a song. So if I make a break idea, build idea, and then a drop idea, and I'm not totally in love with it, then I kind of just move on to the next one. I don't really dwell on this one. I feel like sometimes it's more productive and quicker to just start on a new idea rather than try to figure out why this one isn't working. But still, it is a pretty solid idea. I think if I tweak the drop leads a bit, and obviously do a lot of the mixing, because right now it's not even mixed, I think it could obviously have potential. I want to try swapping out these drop leads quick, and then I'll let you guys hear exactly what the melody I came up with sounds like. I want to try filtering the synths in the build-up. I want to see how that would sound. Another quick thing we could do is just lower the build-up so that the drop has a bit more impact. I think right now the build-up is a little bit loud. Alright, so I just finished touching up the build-up a bit. Like I said multiple times, I'm not going too crazy with the vocal because this would act more as like a filler. So there's no point on really making anything too concrete. But I think overall this is a really cool idea. So let me play for you guys exactly what I came up with.
Feels like when it's wrong, I stayed here too long, but something brings me back to you. I swear we belong, I'm still hanging on, but something brings me back to you. Back to you, back to you, back to
It's hard to hear the exact like intricate details as far as the mixing goes, because when I'm making these videos for you guys, I have to use a different sound card so that I could record it. So I'm not actually using my usual sound card that I used to produce. So things start to sound a little bit weird. Everything sounds like over compressed to me. So I think in the drop it is over compressed, but like I said, I'm not really mixing. I'm more just getting a general idea down. I'm actually happy with how this idea came out. I think it's a pretty cool idea. So yeah, there you go. That is an inside look on how I start my songs. Basically, I look for a little bit of inspiration, whether that be through a sound or a filler vocal or something like that. And then I kind of build off of that, and yeah, there you guys go. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, found it helpful. Hope this helps you if you guys get into any sort of writer's block or anything like that. But please be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell because I am uploading every week. If you guys have any video suggestions, comments, requests, all that good stuff, feel free to leave that down below. Other than that, that'll be all for me today. So hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.